Hey guys, welcome back to Team Death Slinger. My name is Peter, and today I want to go over the purple hybrid engine. If you're having kind of a similar experience as me where you want to know what this engine is, how it does, how it works, and you can't really find anything on it, that's what this video is going to be for. So purple hybrid isn't so much a pure deck as it is an engine that allows you to put tamers and pieces in the trash and then replay tamers and kind of build value that way. So we're going to go over the core pieces of the purple hybrid engine, the pieces I feel like you really need to play with if you want to maximize what you get out of this engine, and then pieces that tend to go around it or don't show up quite as frequently in the purple hybrid build. So we're going to start with Loweemon here from BT18. He is 3 on a 3 and 3 on a Tamer, or he goes on a Koichi for 2 and a KaiserLeo for 0. When digivolving, you're going to draw 1, trash 1, and then when attacking one of your Digimon or Tamers, digivolves into a purple or yellow Digimon card with hybrid trait in the trash. So the nice thing about that is it can go up a level, whereas you will see the Duskmon is locked to a level 4. And the inheritable says when this Digimon would leave the battle area other than by your effects, you may play one Tamer card with the inherited effects from this Digimon's Digivolution cards without paying cost. So if this would die, you just get to play the Tamer back out from under it as long as you're playing a Tamer with an inherited effect. This card kind of wants to evo into KaiserLeomon in the trash. This is a level 4. Goes for 4 on a 3 or 4 on a Tamer, or 3 on Koichi and 1 on Loweemon. It has Retaliate, and then on play, when digivolving, delete one of your opponent's level 4 or lower Digimon. So you would ideally swing the Loweemon, evo into the KaiserLeomon. It's going to pop a level 4, and then it would maybe probably die. It's a 7k, and you would trigger this inheritable. Otherwise, you keep going, or you swing this and evolve into the Reimon, which we will get to a little bit later. Our other level 4 package in the purple hybrid package itself is Duskmon. So he is 3 on a 3, 3 on a Tamer, 2 on Koichi, and 1 on Velgrmon. On play and when digivolving until the end of your opponent's turn, you're going to change one of their Digimon or Tamers into a color other than white. When attacking, one of your Digimon or Tamers may digivolve into a level 4 with the hybrid trait from your trash with the Digivolution cost reduced by 1, and the inheritable lets you play a Tamer with play cost 4 or less from trash without paying the cost. The important thing about this inheritable is that it lets you play something, doesn't matter what color it is or if it has an inheritable or not, it is just any Tamer. So there are some interesting things we can do with that we will look at later. You are trying to evo your Duskmon into Velgrmon in the trash. Same evo requirements as KaiserLeomon, but he goes on Duskmon for 1. And then on play, when digivolving, for each color among your opponent's Digimon and Tamers, trash the top card of both players' decks. Then this Digimon gets 1k for each card trash by this effect for the turn. So it's possible to get 4k on this guy really easily and have him be an 11k that's swinging. And then end of attack by deleting one purple level 4 or lower Digimon, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the lowest level. So you're trying to evo into your Duskmon, change a color on one of their Digimon. They won't be able to evo on it if it does stick. And you swing with this to evolve into the Velgrmon, which will then mill, ideally, 4 cards. It's generally going to be 2 to 4. And then end of turn, you're going to suicide your Velgrmon. That's going to trigger the Duskmon inheritable, which is then going to play back a Tamer. So that'll either be one of your Koichis or one of the other Tamers that we'll go over a little bit later. For our level 5 in this package, we have the Reimon. It can warp on a Tamer, any Tamer that is purple or yellow, by placing a Loweemon and a KaiserLeomon from your trash under its sources for a cost of 3. It has jamming, and then when digivolving, you play a Tamer card with inherited effects from your trash without paying the cost. So this is going to play you a Koichi back from the trash, or one of your other inherited effect Tamers if you're playing this in a more hybrid-centered package, if you're not just using the purple hybrid package in another deck. When attacking, it's going to give one of your opponent's Digimon minus 4k for the turn. This is just a really nice warp piece, and it gives purple hybrid access to some warp shenanigans that I guess primarily red has right now. The Tamer we got is a copy of Koichi Kimura. Security, you get to play him, and then start of your main by trashing a card with hybrid or 10 warriors in its trait. You gain a memory. So this is going to guarantee you 2 memory to go into the Duskmon and do the Duskmon play, or go into Loweemon and do the Loweemon play. When attacking, you can return a card with the hybrid or 10 warriors trait from your trash of the hand. Great for recycling your pieces since you are pitching off a lot of cards. In the worst of situations, you're going to be able to pitch away a card, evo into this. You're going to swing on either your Loweemon or your Duskmon, and you're just going to grab back what you pitch if you really need it. So these pieces are kind of what is central to the purple hybrid strategy. So these cards are going to enable you to build trash really quickly. Velgrmon and Duskmon are kind of the linchpins to doing that because they're going to mill out a lot of cards. More on the draw and cycling pieces part is Loweemon and the Reimon. This is essentially just a free evo off the Loweemon when you swing with it, which is kind of cool. I guess it's not free, it costs 1, but it's a free draw. And then the Reimon's going to be a warp play. It's going to help you play a Tamer, and then if this would leave the battlefield, with the Loweemon under it, you're going to be able to play a Tamer from its sources, and you're going to net a Tamer off of this. You're going +1 on Tamers for 3 memory, and then depending on the Tamers you have in play, you're probably going to be going into a level 6 after you warp into this and swing your jamming. So that is, at its core, the Purple Hybrid package. So what goes around Purple Hybrid? These cards kind of show up less, but we do have the Loweemon from BT18. When this Digimon or any of your Tamers would Digivolve into a multicolored Digimon that is purple or yellow, reduce the cost by 1. This is 2 to Evo, or 1 to Evo on a level 2. For the most part, I'm fine with paying that. It has a Retaliate inheritable, but I really like that your turn once per turn effect. It shows up in some of the things I've been playing around with, and it can come up on things like your warp play with Reimon, because you are evoing into a 2-color Digimon that has purple or yellow. You can reduce that Digivolution cost down to 2. We also do have the Ancient Sphinxmon that says on play and when Digivolving, delete one of your opponent's unsuspended Digimon. And then all turns when this Digimon would leave the battle area, you play a level 4 or lower with Dark Animal, Mythical Beast, or Hybrid from its traits without paying the cost, and then you have a Digicross requirement. I don't think you will hardly ever be doing that. Some of the older pieces that I find really work well with the current iteration of Purple Hybrid is obviously the BT7 Koichi. This is your other Tamer that has an inherited effect, assuming you are just trying to play Purple Hybrid Tribal. On play, it's going to draw you 1, trash you 1, and the inheritable lets you gain a memory. This is really good in the Duskmon combo. You pay 2 to go on the Koichi. You go into the Duskmon for 2, sorry. You're going to swing this, Evo into the Velgrmon, sack itself end of attack. You get 1 memory back from the Koichi, so this whole play has netted you 1. And then the Duskmon is going to let you play a Tamer back. You either grab back the Koichi and you're going to draw 1, trash 1 again, or you grab back another Tamer. You can see there's a bit of a loop forming, and we'll go over the Purple Hybrid loop that does exist after this. And then the other old hybrid package piece that I really enjoy is the Reimon. When your Digimon with a Tamer card in its sources would Digivolve into this card in your hand, reduce the memory cost of the Digivolution by 2, and then on deletion, if you have a hybrid trait card in this Digimon's trait, you play a purple Tamer from your trash without paying its cost. This can essentially just be a 1-cost Evo, which is really good, especially if you're doing, you know, Loweemon, and then you swing, and then you go into KaiserLeomon or something else, and you have the Reimon that you can just go into for 1, and that gives you quick access to your level 6, which is what I like about this card. I find myself running it at lower ratios with the Purple Hybrid package, but it doesn't draw you anything, and the other Reimon does play you a Purple Hybrid Tamer for free on Digivolve rather than on deletion. So it is probably strictly worse than the new Reimon, but there is some application for it due to the fact that it can Evo for 1 on a stack. Other cards that fit really well. Ukomon from BT16. It's going to find you Tamers. You need Tamers to play Purple Hybrid, so this is likely going to show up in most of my Purple Hybrid decks. We do have Matt Ishida. This is the next 3 cards here, all part of the Purple Hybrid combo. We talked about how you can do this Duskmon loop for 1 or 2 memory, play a Tamer back. If the Tamer you decide to play back is actually Matt Ishida, you can play the Matt Ishida, grab back the Duskmon, and then go back onto the Matt Ishida for 2 with the Duskmon, and then into the Velgrmon and start looping. As long as you have memory, obviously. I guess it's not a true loop because it's not infinite, but for as long as you have memory, you can keep doing this and swinging checks with the Duskmon. So that is going to build a lot of trash really quickly with your Velgrmon and start milling. Another interesting part of that loop is you can start to build enough memory you can see we have Jaxxraid here because we're going to mill a lot of cards. You gain a memory for every 10 cards in your trash, and that enables you to do something like play the Mervamon with the Digicross. You play out 2 of your Velgrmons, which are then going to mill a bunch of cards, and then you can Evo the Duskmons on top if you have them, which inherits this Velgrmon inheritable, and now both your Duskmons can swing for retaliate checks, and you can close out a game that way. So if you ever see someone talking about Purple Hybrid Merva Loop, that's all it is. You're doing this cycle with Duskmon, Velgrmon, and a Koichi or a Matt Ishida to grab pieces back, and then eventually pop a Jaxxraid to go into the Merva to win the game. Another generically good Tamer here is the Matt Ishida from ST6. When one of your Digimon is deleted, you can suspend this Tamer to gain 1 memory. For 2 memory, you will get a lot of value out of these Tamers if you do play them, because we are popping our stacks or our extra Digimon with Velgrmon anyways, so it's kind of worth running if you have the space for it, if you're not doing some jank silly stuff. And then we do have Louis Owada. On play, you may move one of your level 3 or higher Digimon from the breeding area to the battle area, and when something moves, you suspend him to gain a memory. The cool thing is that, like we said, Duskmon can play something from your trash, so the memory costs 4 or less without paying the cost. So if you're playing a more rookie-heavy Purple Hybrid package, and you have the rookie in raising, especially with your Ukomons in the deck, you can choose to play the Louis if it does hit trash, and then promote the stack and get an extra damage that way for 0 memory. And you'll actually net a memory when you promote, and that might actually enable you to get another repetition of this Duskmon swinging nonsense assuming you have your pieces in place and you needed exactly that much memory. So that is just the brief overview, as brief as I could make it, of the purple hybrid package. If you were clueless on it like I was before I started looking into it, this video is for you. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Are you playing this engine? What are you playing it with? There's lots of interesting applications for it, so I'm excited to see what we'll wind up doing with it. So thank you guys for watching. Have a great day. Thank you to our YouTube members for supporting this channel. It's people like Langlog that make videos like this possible.